to get this match started, Rey Mysterio, Penta, Dragon Lee have been working together. When this match got started, it would be JD McDonough of the Judgment Day to go right after Javon Evans. And Rusev throwing the ladder. Rusev is the big man of the match. Rusev is a former United States champion. The Bulgarian Brute has been dying for an opportunity like this since coming back to the WWE. Penta realizes he's all alone in the ring. Oh, slides under but gets laid out by McDonough, who has a ladder. Up and that boy gonna fly. Javon Evans takes flight. Now Javon Evans, who was laid out at the beginning of the match by JD McDonough. Oh, Hurricane Rana and flipped right into JD McDonough. However, Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee, former tag team partners, LWO. And now these two are going to throw some hands. Oh, and a pump kick. Oh, went for Hurricane Rana, but thinking of Styles Clash, I mentioned during my pre-show about Dragon Lee being under the learning tree of AJ Styles when they were tag team champions. But Rey Mysterio gets caught with a super kick instead. Oh, and launching. Just driving that ladder into Dragon Lee is Rusev. Javon Evans. For that young man, this is a first time for him. This is where you make it to the big leagues. Here comes JD McDonough from behind to attack Rusev. You're seeing some extra fire from McDonough tonight. Although I say that a little too soon, that fire used against him as McDonough crashes and burns onto the ladder at the hands of the Bulgarian Brute. The way to win this match, climb the ladder, retrieve the title. Rusev right now all alone. He's got his fingertips on the Intercontinental Championship. Penta realizing his title was at stake and he was close to losing it. Penta was quick to make it back up. Oh, and just planting Rusev into the mat. And pushing Penta out of the way is Javon Evans to make a quick climb to try and reach for the title, only to be caught with a super kick and up. JD McDonough, though, pushing Penta to the floor. Now JD McDonough looking to take his shot to climb and retrieve the Intercontinental Championship. However, Javon Evans is there to stop JD McDonough's efforts for the title. It has been a hellacious battle since the beginning of this Intercontinental title match. McDonough luckily landing on his feet. And again, still all alone. However, gonna risk it all. Springboard lays out JD McDonough. However, Dragon Lee is quick to seize the opportunity, to seize the moment. Going quick is Dragon Lee. However, even quicker is Rey Mysterio to get back in it. Caught in the ladder, being sandwiched. And a 619 into the ladder. That's a rough landing. This is the ladder you're going to need the soldier you will be to win the Intercontinental Championship. Rey Mysterio looking to be Intercontinental Champion once again. Javon Evans just leaping over Mysterio. Mysterio was trying to climb the ladder, but out of nowhere, Javon Evans comes back into play and leaped over Mysterio. Oh, what a super kick by Penta. And kicks the legs from under Mysterio. Mysterio's caught up in the ladder. And then a boot to Mysterio. You can't wait and think. Javon looking up at the ladder when he should have been focused at Penta. You got to focus on what's in front of you before you can focus on what's above you. And Dragon Lee with a stomp to Mysterio off the top as Mysterio was caught up in the rungs of the ladder. JD McDonough gets laid out. JD McDonough has been so aggressive in this match. However, it's Dragon Lee who's at the top. He's got his hands on the title. Rusev is right there. And just driving Dragon Lee with a Uranagi into the mat. Rusev has been absolutely impressive, being able to put his strength on display. Rusev has got something devious in mind, prepping up. Oh, there comes Javon Evans from behind. Uranagi to Javon Evans on the ladder. Javon Evans got his legs caught up on the ladder of the ropes. Rusev just yelling at Javon Evans. And here comes the Intercontinental Champion to get back into the fray as Penta gets back in the mix. Penta going after Rusev with a thunderous chop to the chest. Follows it up with a super kick, but look who's already back in. It's Rey Mysterio. What a standoff as Rey Mysterio and Penta come face to face. Going into Penta, but gets launched into Rusev and going through the ladder. The ladder's been broken in half, and Rusev gone with it. That may very well be the last time we see Rusev mobile in this matchup. We got to get another look at this as Rey Mysterio got launched by Penta. Rusev full on eating steel with bodies everywhere. You knew risks were going to be taken. Extremities to be made. Up on the shoulders of Mysterio, but turn around. Rey Mysterio is absolutely timeless. Year after year, Mysterio shows to not give up. And he looks as young as ever. And Mysterio now makes his climb as he looks to retrieve the Intercontinental Championship. But look who's there. His mentee, Dragon Lee. Dragon had the title in hand. He reached out for it. Mysterio has his hands on it. It's now a back and forth between mentor and mentee. It swings and it sways back and forth. Dragon Lee, look at Dragon Lee gets pushed down by Mysterio. However, Dragon Lee is there behind Mysterio. Mysterio's efforts to fight off Dragon Lee. Mysterio jumps off. Gets caught by Dragon Lee, paying homage to WWE Hall of Famer AJ Styles with a Styles Clash. All alone, but look at this, it's JD McDonough. JD McDonough, a quick climb behind on his rush for gold. Dragon Lee. JD McDonough have encountered each other so many times over the years. No way. Oh my God. Spanish Fly. And a massive payoff for JD McDonough, throwing caution to the wind. This new aggressive side of JD McDonough has proven out to be a big help. A flush Spanish Fly laying out Dragon Lee. With over 50,000 fans in attendance. It's WrestleMania. Anything can happen. The risk will be taken. However, here comes Intercontinental Champion Penta. Penta and JD going back and forth at the top. Both men have a dangerous landing. Under JD McDonough is a ladder. Behind Penta is nothing but the mat. No. Oh my God, no. JD McDonough was thinking superplex through that ladder. Penta realized he was in deep, deep trouble. No. No, this cannot be. You don't. Not from there. Mexican Destroyer on the ladder. Both men have been laid out. Good night, JD McDonough. Oh my God. Mexican Destroyer ripping through JD McDonough. However, Penta taking himself out in the process. When you go for risks like that, you got to understand that the damage can be done to yourself as well. However, back in the ring, with all kinds of carnage around, there's only one man who's right there, and that is Javon Evans. Make your climb, kid. Retrieve the title. This is your moment. Javon Evans had the title, but Rusev is back in. It's an unfortunate and just dropping down Javon Evans. And Javon Evans gets sent hard to the floor. I'm surprised Rusev is even moving after being sent through the ladder. How is Rusev, actually moving? You can tell that Rusev is experiencing discomfort as he limps to try and adjust the ladder as the Intercontinental Championship goes back and forth, swaying. I know, being a one-legged warrior, but look who's back. Back again, and it ain't shady. It's the young OG. Cutter! OG Cutter! And Javon Evans got all of it. That boy bouncy. That boy gonna fly. Javon Evans. Look at this insane cutter. The height, the launch, the distance by Javon Evans. However, look who's back. The Intercontinental Champion with a Mexican Destroyer to Javon Evans. Penta proving just how incredible and exactly why he's been the Intercontinental Champion. Penta showing the tear, showing the wear that this match has had on his body as he struggles to make his climb. He is so close to retrieving the title and retaining. Penta is all alone. And there it is. It's all over. Penta is still Intercontinental Champion. Congratulations to Penta on retaining the Intercontinental Championship. Penta was insistent on defending his title in a ladder match. He insisted on it. And the results, it seemed very odd for someone to set out such a challenge, knowing that their title is an extreme risk and not having anything in their favor, no champion's advantage whatsoever. However, at the end of the day, another reason to prove why he's Intercontinental Champion. Just another layer of grit, another layer of courage, another layer of resilience for the man who can still call himself the Intercontinental Champion. We saw all kinds of chaos throughout this match as we're looking back at some of the highlights, including this where Rey Mysterio crushed through Rusev as they went through a ladder, West Coast through, and then a Spanish fly off the ladder from JD McDonough to Dragon Lee. And then a super Mexican destroyer off the ladder by Penta to JD McDonough. And that was the final time we would see JD McDonough. And a massive OG cutter to Rusev off the ladder. What a WrestleMania debut for that young man. However, the end showed a spectacular display, a tremendous effort, and a retention of the Intercontinental Championship for Penta, a man who shows zero fear when it comes to defending that Intercontinental Championship. Congratulations to Penta.